Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another fantastic episode of Gamestack Podcast right here on We Just Love Games Network. This is episode 109, and just like when you don't take enough fiber, things can get hard and painful. I was trying to do a Rick segue there thing, but I guess...
Thanks for contributing that to me.
Yeah, laying it all on Rick. I am your co-host, Vendertron. Welcome to the show. Happy Friday. If you are arriving, please pull up a chair, grab your favorite beverage of choice, make yourself a little snack, and settle in because we've got a lot to talk about tonight. Joining us this evening is also the wonderful Rick McVick. Hello, Rick.
Hello.
And we also have Shalene. Hi, Shalene.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
It's been
a Friday.
I don't know,
84
forever.
years.
10,000 years can give you such a crick in the neck. It's been so long for our audio listeners. It's been so long since we've done an episode that Rick went from not having facial hair to having a full beard and mustache. So
I wouldn't call it full, but
it's full. It looks
it's
full
coming
from this angle. So
It does. Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
I noticed that I have these little swirly things. Oh, and I've got two very gray hairs that are coming in like fangs. Like you can't see them, but they're like, it's funny.
Rick, I found my first gray hair last night. I found my first gray hair. I know I'm old. I know it's time for this to happen.
Your head?
Well, yes, but
why
I'm
would
not,
you ask that?
I don't know. Could have been anywhere.
It's like right here in these little curls, and I'm not ready for this.
No.
I'm not prepared to be a gray-haired old lady.
I mean, but here's the thing, though. Gray, white hair is kind of a trend these days. Like
people are dyeing their hair gray purposely.
Yeah, people are dying for gray hair.
I'm not ready to stop being young and beautiful. I'm not.
Well, you'll always be young, in my mind.
You're such an ass. I was like, wow, he's really just not going to say that second part.
No,
Okay.
I knew he wasn't. I would expect nothing less.
Of course not.
Rick is my bratty kid brother. So
So
Just
how have you guys been? How's your week been?
okay.
Oh, it's been a week. I am excited to finally be back on with the show, and we're all back as a three, and we got some awesome stuff to talk about tonight.
Yeah, we do
I'm excited
apologize. Let's apologize to our audio listeners. I know that there's been a
For
brief
what?
hiatus over the month of February, but we all had some life stuff. Life stuff happened this month, and it was not good. It was
had
less good.
Did have COVID. How's that going?
It's gone, I think.
Good.
It's gone.
You were
Did
saying
you die?
you were saying that your daughter had it the worst, or Sarah?
Sarah had it the worst. My daughter got it, then Sarah got it, then
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
So it was just glad that we didn't all three get it at the same time, because then that would have been bad.
I'm just glad that you have it now and not a year from now, like in the past. You know what I mean? Like last year,
Huh?
this time last year. I'm glad you didn't have it this time last year, because you wouldn't have been vaccinated, and that would have
It's
not
true.
been a good
Would have
thing.
been worse. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So the first day that it hit me, right? If that would have been longer, it would have.
Ooh.
It was the worst.
Really?
It was the worst kind of. I mean, I can't explain just how awful that was. Just the main body of it only lasted about like 10 hours, but it was like condensed.
And
So
that
it
was
like,
the milder. That was the milder strain.
It sucked.
Like
So
imagine.
I had shivers, I was sweating, and then I was hot, and then I was cold, and like a migraine. It was so bad, man. But anyway, it's all
Well, we're glad you're
behind
feeling
me now.
better. We're glad you're
But
feeling
that's why
better.
I wasn't here for 2 weeks.
We do have a show to do tonight. Before we get started this evening, the three of us want to take a moment and acknowledge the tensions that are happening between Ukraine and Russia right now. It's certainly something that we're not going to talk about at length. You guys can each throw in your thoughts and comments. But we do want to acknowledge that there are members of our community that have very deep Ukrainian roots and heritage, many of which have immigrated to the US or Canada, which is where we are broadcasting live from. But also we have some audio listeners and podcast listeners and members of our overall community in the Discord that live elsewhere in the world that have Ukrainian roots and heritage. And we want to acknowledge that we're here for you. We stand in solidarity with you and support you and carry this burden with you. And if you do need support, don't hesitate to reach out to anybody in the Discord community. We have a peer support channel that is available for those people who are facing those hardships. So if you need to talk to somebody about that and vent, we are absolutely all ears. Yeah. Do you guys want to add anything?
I think you said that very well. The only thing that I would like to add is just everyone, please try to be as safe as you can and know that you are loved.
Yes. Yeah. We do have a quick sponsorship to mention before we get into today's show. So the show and the network is sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. If you head on over to oakandcrow.com, you can pick up a bag of We Just Love Coffee blend, and $2 from every bag or every purchase goes to the Children's Miracle Network. I should say every bag, not every purchase. $2 from every bag of the We Just Love Coffee's blend goes to the Children's Miracle Network. So if you are listening live, welcome. We love you. Thank you for being here. If you're listening after the fact, don't worry. You can catch the recording on any podcast platform that you listen to. If you are listening live, host us on Twitch. Follow the channel. Tell your friends about the show. Send them on over here on a Friday, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time is when we go live. And yeah, let's talk about the Discord briefly. We got some new people in the Discord. Shalene, do you want to take us through that list?
Lady Antidote.
Oh, just one person. Okay. Gotcha. Well, welcome, Lady Antidote, to the Discord community. And how can people find the Discord, Shalene?
You can find the Discord by clicking on the link right below our Twitch page where we are live right now. That link is there whether or not we are live. So you can always visit twitch.tv/WeJustLoveGames and click that link. Alternately, you can shoot us a message on social media or an email at info@WeJustLoveGames, and we will send you the link.
Absolutely. Yep. And the Discord has been pretty interesting this week. The GIF Wars channel has been super active. I've been participating in that this week. and we have a lot of screenshots and stories that we're going to take you through later on this evening. We also have some news to talk about this evening. Shalene has a wonderful Fallout segment that she's going to walk us through. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, loads of Fallout news this time.
Then we're going to talk about some of our gameplay. We also have game stock, and then we're going to cap things off with our outro and any listener emails that we have. But let's hop right into the news. This just in. And as always, a big shout out to Joseph Tao. We appreciate all his hard work in compiling much of the news that we include in our show. So thank you, Joseph. Rick, do you want to take us through the new releases for March?
Abso-positively. All right. It is February 25th as of this recording, so hopefully we can get this up before these games even come up, which I think would be a first. And speaking of the first, on March 1st, you can get Alex 2 on the PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and the PC, along with Changing Tides on all platforms, including the Switch, as well as Puzzle Quest 3 on PC, iOS, and Android, Shadow Warrior 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, and that's all on March 1st. March 3rd, you can get Babylon's Fall. Babylon's Fall. That comes out on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC. On March the 4th, Gran Turismo 7 comes out on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. I might have to pick that up for PlayStation 4.
They're still making Gran Turismo?
Oh, it's been...
Is Gran Turismo the one that's supposed to be like super realistic?
Yes, that's the one I like. Yeah, those are the
How does
those are the
Gran
racing sims I
Turismo
like.
measure up with Forza 5?
It's better. My biggest so Forza Horizon 5 is more arcadey and less simmy.
Oh, okay.
However, Forza 7, Motorsport 7, has what's called catch up, where the cars will keep up with you. The AI will
Oh.
like automatically adjust.
I
And
had
it
French fries
cheats.
floating through my brain.
No.
just
And it cheats like a mother. Like it's stupid. Gran Turismo 7 is much more realistic in the way that the cars handle. Gran Turismo 4 was my absolute favorite one. I didn't get a PlayStation 3 to play the subsequent ones. And for the PlayStation 4, the only one that they released was Gran Turismo Sport, which was multiplayer only.
right.
So this is the first single player Gran Turismo that they put out in a few years, and I definitely want to get it.
Cool.
So yeah, that's coming March 4th. Triangle Strategy is also coming out on March 4th for the Switch. Moving to March the 9th, you get RPG Time: The Legend of Right. Very apt name, I think. That's on the Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and iOS and Android. What?
It's so accurate.
It's so accurate.
What?
Tasman in the chat says Rick is sporting a Will Wheaton hair and beard look.
I
love it.
support his career.
If we put him and Tim together, we can almost have the entire Enterprise crew.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
For our audio listeners, I always bug Tim because he reminds me of Commander Riker.
I will be Commander Troy.
Yes.
Thunder, you can be Data.
Data. Anyways.
All right. On March 10th, Aztec, spelled Tech, Forgotten Gods, that comes out on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and the Series X and S, and Switch and PC. On March 10th as well, Chocobo GP. Dunder in the chat says Rick got me playing Hunt: Showdown. That's right, man. I need to get back into that game.
Yeah, I like watching you guys play that.
I will play with you.
Yeah.
Okay. The last time we played, Archer did not have a good time.
He did not. He did not have a good time.
He was totally not on board.
Yes, he does not have to play with us. We're very sorry.
So yeah, Chocobo GP comes out on the Switch on March 10th. Submerged: Hidden Depths.
Ooh, that's the
edition.
whole thing, huh?
Yeah, there's some hidden depths in there.
Oh.
PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and X and S, along with PC. That comes March 10th, along with Workshop Simulator.
Already Googling it.
PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC on March 10th. On March 11th, we have WWE 2K22, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and Switch. I'm excited to see all the glitches that come out on day one with this WWE game, because they always seem to be a glitch fest right when they get going, and they are hysterical. March 15th, Grand Theft Auto 5 on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X
What? A
and
new
S.
Grand Theft Auto game?
Yeah.
How
apparently
exciting!
So.
Oh, wait. Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah, that's
next gen version again.
This is its third generation of consoles.
Wait, did this come out on 3?
It came out on the 360.
What?
They are really milking that.
No. Did it come out on 360?
No, it couldn't have.
It came out.
Yeah, I think it did. Because
I
it was
think it
out on
did
the it was
too.
out on the PS4.
Okay, hold on.
It was out on the PS4.
GTA 5 on 360. I'm pretty sure I played this game on 360.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Xbox 360 and
gosh.
PlayStation 3.
That's like over a decade.
That's
It's almost 10 years old.
There's-
2013.
Holy
That's stupid.
man.
That is Rockstar. Stop.
But to be fair, I am part of
just
the problem.
make
I
one
bought
really
it at
good
least
game.
3 or 4 times.
Oh yeah.
I know I
Anyway.
bought it on 360. I bought it on the Xbox One. I know I own it on Steam.
Jeez. Okay. So we know who's funding Rockstar.
I'm part of the problem.
Well, and Bethesda.
Also, Archon says he will still play Hunt with us.
Okay. On March
We can talk about that later.
On March 15th as well, you get Phantom Breaker : Omnia on
and
PlayStation 4.
Sound it out.
PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. On March 16th, you get Tunic, which is on the Xbox One, Series X and S, and the PC. March
Tunic
17th
has been a long time coming. People have been waiting on that one
what
forever.
is that?
It looks a lot like a Zelda game. I think you play as a little fox.
Cute.
Yeah, it looks an awful lot like a Zelda
I
game.
already like it. I'm not gonna play it.
Okay, then. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC comes out on the 17th. On March 18th, you get Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. Finally, we know where this whole friggin' series started. That comes out on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and the PC.
You muted.
Rick, you're
I thought I unmuted. Rune Factory 5 comes out on the Switch on March 22nd. I had to burp and I didn't want to do it.
I was wondering what happened there.
Next time I'll just not mute. On March 24th, you get a Memoire Bleu. That is PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Series X and X, Switch, and the PC.
Ghostwire Tokyo comes out. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm jumping ahead.
You're getting ahead of me there.
Sorry.
You skipped The Ascent, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 on March 24th. And yes, March 25th, you get Ghostwire Tokyo
I might actually
for
play
PlayStation
this.
5 and PC.
Have we
Maybe.
seen any gameplay? Do we know what
I
this
haven't,
game
really.
is all
I'm gonna
about?
wait. I'm gonna wait and see, and then. But
All
I've
that I
been
know
pretty
is that
excited.
there's ghosts and there's Tokyo, and that's that's as much
There
as I
might
know.
be some wire.
I was gonna say there might be some wires. Yeah, I've been curious about this since they debuted it, or at
Mhm.
least announced it.
I'm a
So-
little concerned that we haven't seen more of it.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
Mhm.
Looking at you,
Well, this
Starfield.
is the controversial game that the lead developer quit over.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
what was her name again?
Ikumi Nakamura.
Thank you. Yeah, she disbanded and started her own development studio.
mhm.
So
Why did she leave?
I don't think that was ever stated.
no.
Okay.
I think the answer she gave was a vague,
Mhm.
Differences.
yeah. I don't think there was ever a firm explanation.
Well, we shall see
There's
what
Tim.
Ghostwire is on the 25th. Also on March 25th, if Ghostwire Tokyo is not your thing, Kirby and the Forgotten Land comes out on the Switch.
Can we just?
Guys, I'm so excited for this game.
Oh really? Why?
Really?
It's a post-apocalyptic wasteland featuring Kirby. How
Yeah,
that is so my jam. I
They really
mean,
jumped on that
adorable little
bandwagon.
pink blob in a post-apocalyptic hellscape.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
what could be more Shalene than this?
right?
True.
Yeah.
I really hope they make the landscape like super grim to like counteract the Kirby side of it.
Yes.
I just want you to
It's
I want you
very-
to like inhale nuclear detonations.
It's like very firmly a post-apocalyptic setting. Like there's no questioning it. It's very post-apocalyptic.
So you're gonna get it.
Interesting.
I think I am.
Mhm.
Vendor,
It looks brilliant.
do you want to place a bet on how many hours she'll play before she stops? playing?
No! Don't do this.
50 minutes.
Oh, really? I was gonna say 3 hours.
Okay.
Well, there's no character creator.
I hate you both.
So
Also on March 25th, this one I am getting Tiny Tina's Wonderlands for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. I'm very excited about this game. Basically, Tiny Tina from Borderlands. It's a game where she's the dungeon master and you're the characters in the D&D game that she's
oh,
DMing, and it's
interesting.
it's going to be like
It
utter
sounds like a
chaos and
fun time.
silliness. Yeah. So, and also, side note, Tiny Tina's voice actress is Aloy's voice actress from the Horizon games. I can't remember her name.
Ashley Birch.
That's it. Who started out, I think, at Rocket Jump. Anyway,
Yeah, I think she started out as a developer and not a voice actor at all.
yeah, I've seen her like on like Rocket Jump shorts back in the day, and like not School of Rock. What was that YouTube show that I loved? Come on, guys.
Video
VGHS.
video game high school.
So on March 29th, you get Crusader Kings 3, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. And on March 30th, you get Death Stranding Director's Cut, because there's another version of that one. What is that, like 15,000 hours long?
I don't know, but Mads
I-
Mikkelsen is in that.
I think you can actually get through it in about
what
30
movie is he in that I want to
Minutes?
see?
hours.
Oh. I just meant the director's cut, because usually director's cuts are longer. As a joke,
Yeah.
film. And we always joke
Okay.
about Hideo Kojima wants to be a filmmaker.
Right.
Anywho's, you know what would
I'm
be
pre-ordering
insane?
Kirby.
Right
As we
now
speak.
on the
You're
show.
doing a show.
It's so good. Like, have you guys seen this?
No.
It's just it's
Okay.
great.
Well, you'll have to tell us all about it.
So good.
By the way, I would love to see a video game developed by Hideo Kojima, directed by Quentin Tarantino. That would be wonky. Starship Troopers Dash Terrain Command comes out on March 31st for the PC, along with Weird West, PlayStation 4, 5,
This game
Xbox
looks
One,
really
Series X and S, and
intriguing.
PC on March 31st.
Weird West looks
Yeah, what is
kind
it?
of cool. It's I mean it's a Western style game, but it's a little bit more like there's some spiritual stuff or like mythical stuff in it.
I like that. Is it top down?
It's kind of top down
it's
a
ISO.
little bit. Yeah, so I'm kind of like, man.
I don't do ISOs.
Yeah.
Okay. That is the games that are coming out for purchase.
Mm.
But if you are stingy, there are some free games that you can take in the month of March.
Oh, tell
For
us.
Xbox, yes, not Xbox, PlayStation, available Tuesday, March 1st through Monday, April 4th, you get Ghost of Tsushima, Legends. That's free this month. And yeah, so there you go. There's that. That's that one. Is that it?
Is it?
No.
No.
They're not listed out. I got to go into the article. All right, you get Ark Survival Evolved on the PlayStation 4, Team Sonic Racing on the PlayStation 4, Ghost Runner on the PlayStation 5, and Ghost of Tsushima Legends on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. It's a that's not Ghost of Tsushima as like the single player. This one is a multiplayer game apparently. So
Joseph Tao recommends it.
Yeah, it's a standalone cooperative multiplayer experience. That's what Legends is. So those are all free on the PlayStation's. What is their thing called? What
PlayStation Plus.
Xbox games with gold. Flame in the Flood is available all March. Street Power Soccer from the 16th to April 15th. Sacred 2 Fallen Angel March 1st through the 15th, and SpongeBob's Truth or Square March 16th through the 31st.
I think I would like to play that. SpongeBob is great.
I'm coughing. It sucks. I hate this residual thing. Yes, Prime Gaming also announced some free games, and that is going to be Madden NFL 22, Surviving Mars, Crypto Against All Odds, Look Inside. Wait, this is written weird, so I got to say Look Inside because the capitals are strange.
That is very odd.
Pester Quest. I like that name, Pester Quest. It just rolls off the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
Pester Quest.
Pester Quest. Steam World. Quest: Hand of Gilgamesh. There's one that doesn't
roll off the tongue.
No. And let's see here. The Stillness of the Wind. Those are the games that you can get with Prime Gaming in March.
Lovely.
That's it. That's all I got.
That was beautifully done, Rick.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any news in their pockets?
I have all kinds of news. I carry it around in my handbag.
Oh, okay.
How did you know?
Well, I mean,
just bags full of news. I have notebooks full of news.
For our audio listeners, she's pulling out a canoe.
Piles full of news. Look at all this news. It's just so much news. So we are going to start with some Bioware news.
Okay.
Yes, this is a Kotaku article written by Sissy Jang. And this article states that so Dragon Age 4, right? You guys know I love the Dragon Age series. It's I've played it a lot.
How many of them have you beaten?
all of them many times.
Oh, you must like it then.
That was back in the days when I still beat games, Rick. I have beaten many games, just not in the past year and a half.
Well, I mean, that's because it's
Maybe
all
2 years.
subscription based and none of them respect your time, but that's conversation for another day.
Yeah, I've probably beaten Dragon Age 2 a dozen times. I'd say it's, and Dragon Age Origins easily 7 to 10 somewhere, because I've played through every different Origin a complete playthrough, and some of them twice. And Inquisition probably just twice.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah. Lots of Dragon Age is in my heart. I love these games. I'm very attached to the characters and the world. I've read like the extended universe books and comics and stuff.
Sheesh.
Yes. Highly invested in Dragon Age.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm pretty darn nervous about Dragon Age 4. It's been in development hell for a while now, and important people on the team keep leaving, and
it's a good sign.
It's
a great sign.
We get concerning news every now and again, and please don't suck, Dragon Age 4, please don't be bad. But we have the recent announcement that an executive producer of Dragon Age is leaving the studio. But the blog post that was a source of this news states that the developers do have high morale right now. The game is hitting its deadlines, and despite the fact that we haven't heard a ton of news, they say that it is going well. They're executing on the blueprint that was set out during the pre-production phase, and the studio assures fans that the team is currently, and I quote, creating amazing environments, deep characters, strong gameplay, impactful writing, and emotional cinematics. And it named some longtime series veterans for both the Dragon Age and Mass Effect series, such as production director Mac Walters, game director Corin Bush, and the director of product development Benoit Houle as directors who would be leading the production phase. But of course, as I said, executive producer Christian Daly announced that he was leaving BioWare, but he did state that the series is in great hands. In a tweet, he said, "The Dragon Age team is killing it, and the game is in amazing hands. Don't fall for the hate." So it's been a long wait for Dragon Age 4. I think a lot of things are concerning, but they seem positive, and they're the ones who've actually seen the game. So I'm going to try and stay hopeful.
Okay.
The blog post did also mention that the next Mass Effect game is being prototyped under the leadership of project director Mike Gamble. And BioWare emphasized that quality is important and asked for the community to be patient.
Here it comes.
So.
Here it comes.
What?
Oh, I thought there was a joke in there somewhere. I thought you were going to say, you're taking a gamble. Well,
I mean, I thought that was pretty on the nose just with his name.
Yeah, but that's what we've got. And I'm trying to stay cautiously optimistic. I'm so nervous that it's going to be bad, and I'd rather not have one than have a bad one.
Look, you got to do what I do with games that I'm excited for. Don't watch a damn thing about it, because that way you walk into it.
Don't buy it.
What?
Don't buy it until like a month in.
Okay, I'll give you that one. But in the case of Cyberpunk, see, I didn't watch all the hype videos, so when I got it, I just got everything was that. I didn't know it was missing a tram system until like a year later. I didn't know that wall running was once a thing. So I was pleasantly surprised with Elden Ring. I had no idea what I was getting into.
Don't allow people to lie to you, and you won't be disappointed.
So just don't watch anything about it,
guys. This franchise means so much to me.
Okay.
I care more about some of these fictional characters than I do about real people in my life. So
Okay, that's fine. And if you care about them, don't watch the hype train. That's all I'm
Okay,
saying.
I'll
Okay.
try.
What else?
I'll
What else?
try.
What else have you got? What else have you got? Come on.
Well, I mean, I'm feeling a little steamed up by this news. But the other thing that's a little steamy is the Steam Deck. I don't that was a
Wow.
horrible segue.
Yeah,
I
you
tried.
had it
I
great, and then you
tried.
just
I tried the Steam Deck. Confirmation emails
that
are going
segue
to
ran out of
start.
steam.
It did. It did. Oh my goodness. All hands on deck, please. Confirmation emails are to start arriving Friday morning. According to this article by John Bittner on GameSpot, the long-awaited handheld could be in your hands as early as next week. So if you were among the first batch of people to reserve the Steam Deck last year, check your inbox. They're sending out final confirmation emails, and you will have 72 hours to complete your purchase. If you do not complete your purchase during that 72 hours, it will be passed to the next person in the queue. So these emails will be begin going out around 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So was this last Friday and not this Friday at all?
I don't know.
No, February 25th.
Today.
So today, yeah, they started going
That's
out.
exciting. Do we know of anybody who's ordered the Steam Deck?
I know that I believe.
Oh, you have,
did
Rick?
you?
No,
Did you really?
no,
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't.
I'm pretty sure RTZ in Discord is pretty hyped about the Steam Deck.
Okay.
So he should be able to provide us a first-hand review. The official dock is still in development. The dock that will let you connect your Steam Deck to a display, and will have USB ports for peripherals, so that you can still connect your Steam Deck though to a monitor or TV without a dock. They're shooting for late spring for that. And there are some Steam Deck features built into Steam itself. There is a Great on Deck page that lets you know which games should work without any issues. And there is a Steam Deck verification status on individual game pages so that you can check on that when you're browsing for games. You can reserve a Steam Deck today by putting down $5 to get your name on the wait list. But due to high demand, Valve doesn't expect to be able to ship these until the second half of the year, which I think is still not that bad considering supply chain issues, et cetera, et cetera. So
I can't help
are you
but
guys interested in getting one?
Not really.
I can't help but feel that like Steam Deck is to Switch as Mad Catz is to Sony.
It looks like a rather clunky piece of hardware to me.
So like I don't know. Steam Deck, I don't know.
I love the irony that we're in, where we're all getting ultra wide 4K curved monitors, and Steam is like, we're making a new hardware piece. It's a screen this big.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would be interested in the Steam Deck if the Switch didn't exist. But I already have the Switch, and I paid less than half the cost of the Steam Deck.
What's the entry? What's the entry price for?
It's like $650.
That's stupid.
Nice.
Yeah, let me click on this and make sure. Oh no. Okay, you can get a 64 gigabyte model for $399.
It's not that bad.
256 gigabyte model for $529, and the 512 gigabyte model is $649. I apologize.
I've never really been one for handhelds. Like my last handheld was Game Boy Advance.
I spend a tremendous amount of time with handhelds. I always have. But I do feel like I'm not. There's nothing that I can't get on Switch that really, I have a Switch and I have a PC, and I think that fills the needs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I've never been a big handheld person either, and I do like playing the Switch and stuff on vacation because it's very easy to take with you. So like that's fun and all, but a $400 piece of hardware that I would use a week and a half, 2 weeks out of the year, because I'm like not at the house.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I
If
mean,
you're going on
I think it's gonna be good for some people.
Like, I mean, that's like for me, if I'm on vacation, I mean, I was wigging out in California when I was there for a month.
Yeah.
I was playing Stardew Valley on my MacBook. Like, talk about desperation. Yeah, I think they have their place. They have their place. Yeah.
Not for me.
Oh, well.
Unless they want to send me one, then it's for me.
I find it interesting that Steam keeps trying to make hardware. Didn't they?
Yeah.
They tried this once before.
Yeah, well, the problem with the Steam machines, though, was that they didn't make that hardware. They were like, hey, do you want to make a Steam machine? Make it. And then they tried to,
then they
there was no
Valve.
consistency. There was no quality control on them. It was a mess. It was a mess.
I do have a Steam Link collecting dust upstairs. So there's that.
It's gonna be really interesting to see the future of hardware development.
Yes. Tim Twig in the chat says, I need a Steam Deck. I need it so I can play it once and pilot next to my PSP, my PlayStation Vita, my Nintendo Switch, my 3DS, my new 3DS, my Game Boy Advanced, my Advanced SP, etc.
Tim, your privilege is showing. Going back to hardware, so I think that I'm not sure how this is going to play out over the next couple of years, because
find out.
I was reading an article yesterday about how the Ukraine is one of the world's largest producers of like argon gases and other compressed gases that are used to make microchips.
Did you say argon?
To like run the lasers that develop that build these microchips that are in literally everything that we have in our homes. And we already have a chip shortage. So now we're probably going to have a shortage of the ability to even make the chips, even if we could make them. So it's going to be really interesting to see like supply chain issues when it comes to sourcing natural resources to be able to run the equipment that make these chips and to make the chips at all. But that's like, yeah.
Well, we'll see.
So these Steam Decks can cost as much as $649. And you know what? It's just not enough. What if I want to play Steam games on something that's more expensive than that? I can get a PC. I can get a really nice PC for a couple of $1,000. But you know what? I want to flex my Steam games. I really want to play them on a machine that is so expensive.
Okay. Let's say I had a budget of $104,990. What could I spend that money on to play Steam on?
A Tesla.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. Elon Musk is planning to make Steam games playable on Teslas. Of course, we know they've been incorporating video games into the Teslas for a while now. There are several games. I think Fallout Shelter was there. I'm pretty sure Stardew was among games that were playable. But in addition to, he wants cars that drive themselves, and entertainment will be critical to that. So they want to be able to offer Steam games or the PlayStation Store, the Xbox Live Store, but they are currently working to make Steam's library of games work directly on Tesla's software instead of porting specific games.
That's not a bad thing. That's not terrible.
So with the new Model S and Model X, Tesla has announced a gaming PC inside the vehicles. Up to 10 teraflops of processing power enables in-car gaming on par with today's newest consoles via Tesla Arcade. Wireless controller compatibility allows gaming from any seat. The system is integrated and connects directly to 2 touchscreens inside the Model S and Model X to play games, watch entertainment, and perform some other functions. The computer has more storage space to be able to handle more games on the platform at the same time. So they are comparing it to current generation consoles, and it does match up pretty well with the specs that we have here. So with the PlayStation 5, the Series X, Series S, they have the KFC console on this for some reason.
Probably as a joke.
Yes, that's a whole thing.
I would like the Hot Wheels PC in my Tesla.
Where's the Ouya?
Do you guys remember the Hot Wheels PC?
I do, and I remember
with
the
like
Ouya
the flames
too.
And the.
Oh yeah, the CRT monitor.
I think
Awesome.
Teslas are overrated, honestly. Like, there's so many people that own Teslas, and they're just like not happy with them. They're just not built well.
The dream, though, of having my car drive me to work while I play video games.
Well, especially for you, because it's like an hour drive.
It is. It's like a 45-minute drive to my job. And if I could do that, if I could just like sit and play video games while the car drives me,
imagine.
I might finish games if this was possible.
Just take your Switch and hire a chauffeur.
Every lunch break that you have, you'll be out in the car just playing games.
Oh, I don't take my lunch break.
I need someone to come.
I
pick
haven't
me
taken
up.
a lunch break in years.
Yeah. See, I feel like if you had a Tesla, you wouldn't actually be able to drive it because the battery would just always be dead because you'd be playing games in it all the time.
I'd have to install solar panels or something.
Did you guys ever watch that the Wolverine movie where they he's fighting Deadpool on top of the radiator tower? It's Ryan Reynolds. Do you remember what he looked like? Because he didn't have a mouth, right?
Yeah.
It was Ryan. That's what Teslas look like to me because they don't have a grill. Like every Tesla I see looks like a face sans mouth. And I am convinced that like you have to have some, it's like seeing somebody with no eyebrows. You just kind of like something's off, right? It's that whatever your face or whatever whatever that they call when people recognize like faces in like patterns or whatever. I forget what there's a word for that. But like Teslas break that pattern.
I mean, the only thing I think having been to California, they're a statement. That's what they are. Mm-hmm. Right? It's a statement piece.
I guess. I mean, but again, like they put the shape of the freaking grill there and then covered it over so it looks like a mouth covered in flesh. It just it's stupid. It's
gross.
I hate the front of a Tesla. Ugh. Just open it up, put a grill on it, something. I'm just waiting for somebody to like move it on.
All right. Well, that's the news. We also have a Fallout segment this evening, and I don't have a sound bumper for you, so you're just going to have to deal with the crickets that you just heard. Shalene is going to walk us through the new Fallout 76 roadmap. Shalene, take it away.
Ooh.
Yes. Welcome to that Fallout segment, everyone. And we are opening up with the new 2022 Fallout 76 roadmap. And could it be more vague? Bethesda, could it be more vague? I'm sure it could. So for spring, we've got the Invaders from Beyond update, which will, of course, we're going to have an alien invasion event and an update to Fallout Worlds and Season 8, which we will get more into later. During summer, we will get the Test Your Metal public event, which involves the Rust Devils, I believe. Some Fallout First scoreboard upgrades that they don't detail in any way. And Season 9. Stay tuned. In fall, we get expeditions to the pit, introducing missions. Yay. New rewards. Okay, we expect those. There is a photograph of the what was that thing called? The
Vertibird?
From the pit. It lists the
factory.
No, it's a weapon that was specialized to the pit.
Yeah,
it had the big old blade on it.
I don't remember what that
man opener was one of the specialty ones named. You know how they had the named versions? One of them was called the man opener.
Nice.
Season 10.
Yeah, that's good.
Stay tuned.
Good Lord, I would hate to get cut by those.
And in winter, we get Nuka World on tour. The fizziest show on Earth has kicked the irradiated dust off the tires and hit the road. Next stop, Appalachia. New public events. Okay. Region boss public event. Yeah,
Okay.
that tells me nothing. Season 11. Stay tuned. I'm so annoyed. Why did they bother? Why did they even bother? Bethesda, what are you doing? Auto axe. Thank you, Archin.
I feel like with every time they say stay tuned, they're just saying, oh, we have no idea.
I feel that's exactly, and I feel like they don't know what they're doing with this game. Like, what should we do with this game? The players talk a lot about wanting pets. Okay, so let's put in not pets, but a vague note about season improvements. Yeah, that'll work. That's good. Do that.
To me, this is them saying, like, they probably have stuff planned, but they're keeping it vague in case it doesn't work. They don't want to say we've got pets coming, because if the pets break the game, then everyone's gonna be mad. So they're like, stay tuned.
You're exactly right, Rick, because on last year's roadmap that happened. They had to update it multiple times because things they promised us did not work out. And of course, that's what they're doing. But in my mind, if you can't promise deliverables, why are you giving us anything? Why are you giving us this vague, you know what I mean? Tell us, hey, we know for certain this is what we're doing, and we're working on other cool stuff that we will reveal when we can tell you more. I'd rather
Fallout.
I'm so annoyed. Let me have a look at this next one.
The game is gonna I was tempted to reinstall Fallout 76, and I'm not gonna do it now.
Why? Just because of the vague roadmap?
Yeah, I'm not going to waste my hard drive space on something that's either not going to happen, or it's going to totally just be, here's another skin for the gun that you've got. Like, again, I want content, like, that I can sink my teeth into.
I want story content. I think that's what we all want. I don't think we're gonna get it.
No,
I think that I think it's kind of saturated. I think Bethesda is beating this horse, and they need to start, either, if they're not already developing, develop something new. Or maybe finish Starfield. But
I don't know, maybe show us Starfield.
That too.
That's a whole other thing to be angry about.
You're absolutely right about saturation. It's saturated with skins.
Oh, it's totally saturated.
And objects.
There's so much clutter that I don't even want to think about it because it hurts my brain.
That said, the Invaders from Beyond public event looks pretty cool.
Yes.
It looks really fun. That's all I really have to say there. But it looks like a fun time.
Here's a little bit of B-roll from the Invaders.
Ooh, thank you.
So also handsome person. There we go. Yeah. So this looks really cool. It kind of gives me some of the what's that
Zeta?
DLC from Fallout?
Mothership Zeta. Yeah.
Mothership Zeta.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same aliens, but yeah, I mean, like, that's cool. Again, give us more of that stuff. Like, that's the stuff we like, the things that change the world, that manipulate it in a way that makes it different when we go back in. Not like public events that give us the same stuff. Like, oh, good, it's a new public event, but I got 5 toasters from it.
5 toasters and the same version.
Give me those
of
little
a
innocent toasters
for the Ghost
Those
Rifle
brave
in
little
9
innocent
different
toasters.
colors.
So
the aliens look really
gosh.
cool. It's giving me Destroy All Humans vibe, which is an absolutely fantastic game. So.
Yeah. I think you guys should maybe check this out. I think it might be a fun time,
That
at least for a
I'll
short
check out.
time.
This makes
So-
me want to watch Mars Attacks all over again.
I also want to talk about the season 8 preview. Season 8 will begin on March the 1st. So I have not done well on season 7. I'm gonna have to spend some atoms to finish this up. But season 8 is Vault Tech themed, and it looks really cool.
Ooh.
The board is super fun. It's this is what I want in seasons, in season themes and rewards, things that are in universe.
Mhm,
The
mhm.
superhero stuff is cool and all, but I like that this gives me things that are based in the world in a more tangible way than the superhero stuff is only tangentially related to the world that we're living in. But some of these season rewards are really fun. They have done the best pun ever, in my opinion, because they have given you a new skin for the chemistry workbench, which is called the pharmaceutical chemistry station. I love it so much. Pharmaceutical. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I was going to say real quick, as much as we complain about the content, whoever does the artwork for this game, on point.
They're crushing it.
Every time.
Yes. Some of the rewards look really neat. The rank 5 reward this time is an exercise bike that will let you boost your endurance before you go out on missions. There's a great Vault Tech bed and several armor skins. There's a really cool Robco jumpsuit. Just going through these real quick. There are, of course, a bunch of power armor skins. I'm not interested in them at all. Things like nuclear key cards, perk packs, atoms. There's a new ally named Sam, who is both a handyman and a musician. So he can provide those services.
He's like,
oh my gosh, there's a doorbell.
What?
There is a doorbell.
At level 88,
That's
you
awesome.
can get a doorbell.
There's
like
also
that.
That's like
going to
make me come back to the
mailbox.
game just so I can come over and ring your doorbell
He just
and then run away.
That's so great. So great.
Sorry.
There are
I'm thinking
profile
about your doorbell
pics.
when you're gonna ring it.
There's some
When
nice
you gonna
blue
ring it?
shag carpeting.
You can ring my bell. You can ring my bell.
There's a lovely chandelier.
Ooh.
A silver collectron station. I think he's real pretty. I like the science pose where your character's photo mode pose is holding like a beaker
nice.
full of glowing liquid. Looks like a fun time. And
Why didn't I like how
this
you
is
called
really
it
great
science
vault outfit.
pose, but they misspoke and called it science guy pose. Good job, Bethesda.
Yeah. So there are some neat
That's
rewards. I'm looking forward to some of those. I think this will be a fun season. I think the Invaders from Beyond looks like a good time.
The Lone Wanderer backpack looks really cool.
It does, and so does the outfit and the hood. I think that looks really fun.
The hood's pretty rad.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Mhm.
So I'll just boot up the game on my Bethesda launcher. Oh, wait. Yes, Bethesda is going to bid farewell to the Bethesda launcher. We all thought that it was just a horrible idea when Bethesda decided to use a proprietary launcher with the PC version of Fallout 76. And while we were relieved that the game eventually moved to Steam as well, we had all purchased it on this proprietary Bethesda launcher, so we were kind of stuck there. Yeah, but they will be discontinuing the launcher this year, and starting in April, you will be able to migrate your account over to Steam.
Well, that's
and
good.
that includes any atoms and any subscriptions and purchases, etc., etc.
I really wish
progress.
that I really wish that Rare would have done that with Sea of Thieves because they put it on Steam and then everybody bought a second copy of it on Steam because it was more stable.
I do wish that I could have the option of of migrating to the Microsoft store instead because of achievements.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what else? I'm not a fan. The only reason I don't like this is because the Fallout. Wait, never mind. I'm wrong.
You okay there, buddy?
Yeah, I was gonna say that Fallout 3 and New Vegas don't work very well on Steam unless you do a lot of fiddling. But it's the Xbox Store versions on the PC that work. For some reason, New Vegas on the Xbox Store never crashes for me.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It works perfectly.
And the Steam version is like jank.
Yeah, it
Jank
works
City
really well.
and
New
dies
Vegas.
all the time.
New Vegas,
and it's
holds
like
such a special place in my heart.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that, but the Xbox Store version is like. So yeah.
Yes. Speaking of Fallout New Vegas, there are some rumors, some little whisperings,
Really?
that a sequel to Fallout New Vegas, a direct sequel to Fallout New Vegas, is in very early talks at Microsoft.
Oh yeah.
So VentureBeat's Jeff Grubb, according to this video game VGC article by Jordan Mittler, says that because Obsidian is now under the same roof as Bethesda, who holds the Fallout license, there are some very early talks, and people have begun to say these words in sentences, and these words are Obsidian and New Vegas 2. We're talking years and years away. There's at least an interest and conversations happening about something like that actually becoming a reality. A lot of people at Microsoft think this could work, and there's a lot of interest to make it happen. So
it would work, and it would sell.
Stay tuned for episode 209 of Gamestack Podcast when we go, whatever happened to New Vegas 2?
I would be very cautious about getting excited about this. I mean, it's natural that these conversations would happen. I do want to see this license back in the hands of some of these Fallout people, these studios with this Fallout pedigree. You know, we have In Exile, Obsidian, Bethesda, all in the same roof. And I would like to see what they would do with the license now. You know, I'd like to see that. But I feel like this is a rumor that's been so this is like when you're on the playground and somebody has an uncle from Nintendo. You know, it's that kind of rumor.
Yeah.
Where they're like, yeah, you know, my uncle works at Bethesda and they're gonna make New Vegas 2. That's the kind of stock that I would put in this rumor. I want this to happen, but I'm not going to let my heart hope until we see some footage.
Well, speaking of stocks.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
We're not done. We're not done.
Now I've run the bumper twice by accident, so you're going to have to sit through it. It's super awkward.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to skip this other news article.
You can't.
I don't want to skip it.
Jesus.
We have some news about something else we probably won't see for a while. The Fallout TV series. They have cast Walton Goggins in a lead role. Goggins will play a character based on a ghoul. So according to Variety, Goggins will have a lead role, and the details are still under wraps, but he will play a character based on the ghouls from the games. Now, Walton Goggins is someone that I recognized immediately from his role as a primary antagonist on Justified. Yes.
Like, okay, so he was in Justified. He was amazing. He was in Django Unchained, and he was amazing.
Was he?
He was in.
Oh, he was.
I'm gonna kill you, Django.
Yeah,
the D is silent. Bang.
Yeah, very toothy.
Yeah, and he was in Shanghai Noon, and he was excellent.
He was in Shanghai Noon.
He was also in Sons of Anarchy as a cross-dressing hooker, and was excellent.
He was so good in Sons of Anarchy.
I remember him from Hateful Eight. That's where I remember.
And he was very good in Hateful Eight. Walter Goggins is just, I love that guy. I love his acting. And when I saw this come through, I was just like,
yeah. As much as I adored the Raylan Givens character in Justified, I eventually changed teams and was rooting for Goggins.
Oh, really?
I just fully changed teams and yeah, Boyd Crowder was his character's name. That's right, Boyd Crowder.
Boyd Crowder. I by the way, quick news on Justified. Quentin Tarantino is talking about being involved with that new run. So anyway,
wait, new run? What?
Yeah, they're doing some more Justified apparently.
Oh, interesting.
And Quentin Tarantino's talking about it.
I actually never finished the original series. I missed like the last season.
I'm not surprised.
I followed that show for years and then missed the last season.
It reminds me I should fire up Inglourious Bastards again.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good movie.
But yeah, that's it. You can do the stocks now if you want.
I'm not going to put you all through the painful process of that news bumper, but Rick, do you want to take us very quickly and briefly through GameStop?
Yes. Sony is up by $2.10, closing out at $104.09. Microsoft closed out at $279.31, up by $2.72. Nintendo closed out at $62.19, down by 16 cents. Take-Two is sitting pretty at $165.28, up by $1.90. Activision closed out at $81.44, up by 43 cents. Ubisoft is closing out at $46.54, up by $1.04, and EA is also up by $1.28 to close out at $128.71, and Tencent closed out at $54.49.
Sorry about that.
Down by $1.09. You're really off with the bumpers tonight.
No. I pulled up our next segment, and it. You know how Twitch has that automatic play thing, and it's stupid. Thank you, Twitch, for ruining everything. Thanks for doing the stocks. Our next segment is Streamer Spotlight. Segment. Our next segment is our Streamer Spotlight, and this week we want
sponsored by OnlyFans.
We want to highlight the United Wastelanders Network, and as you guys know, Jessica Star 77 is the spearheading person behind the machine that rolls those cogs over there at UWN. And if you are interested in checking out the United Wastelanders Network, all you need to do is head on over to twitch.tv/United Wastelanders Network. And they're a network of camp. They're a group of broadcasters who thrive on dark and campy humor, engaging with camp builders across the Appalachian wasteland, each with their own unique style of twisted vision. But they do all agree on one thing. They love hanging out in your camps. So go watch them, check them out, and you can get involved with our community. Watch Jessica Star as well, as she streams frequently on that channel. So
I just love her.
She's so wonderful. We're not done just yet. We also have some gameplay from our community. We have a backlog of screenshots that I've been trying to get through for quite some time now. So hopefully we can punch these out. This first picture. This is
amazing.
This first picture. Do you guys recognize who that is? That is.
I don't know, but I think
that is Drax. That is Drax. Yes, from Guardians of the Galaxy. And
he's reading a sarcasm
and
book.
Captain Canuck posted this in the screenshots and stories channel in the Discord and says knowledge is power. And he's reading.
I love that couch. It's like a Tetris couch.
Yes, it doesn't look very comfortable though.
But nice couches are rarely comfortable.
This next photo may take your breath away. It is a photo from Horizon Zero Dawn from RTZ13, who said, "It is still great. The more you progress, the more the world opens up and you feel smaller and smaller."
Finish this game.
Mm-hmm. This one here comes from Sullivan Sarkin. Do you guys recognize this?
Sullivan Sevens Racing.
Oh.
I don't recognize that though.
This is the New River Gorge Bridge in Fallout 76.
What is in the air?
It looks like a Bethesda to me.
Sully said, "I was playing Fallout 76 the other day and I was on the New River Gorge Bridge clearing it. I thought I had cleared all the ghouls, so went over to the banjo on the platform edge to jam a little and get the well-tuned boost plus enjoyed the view. Needless to say, I missed a ghoul and it ran over and attacked, knocking me off the bridge.
That's a
I hit the steel girders on the way down and died in the air And so my hovering loot bag.
Oh,
That is
that's
some
the
unrecoverable loot.
So
yeah.
this one here comes from Vaccinator, and he says Tiflosion from the new Pokemon game. So this is a
Arsenic Pokemon Arsenic. No, what is it? Arsenio Hall.
Arceus?
It's the one that you were
Arceus?
swooning over on the last show, Shalene. How adorable they were.
Yeah, I think it looks real neat. I haven't purchased it, but I think it looks real neat.
Yeah.
You should probably watch Zero Punctuation's review before you buy it.
Yeah.
Pokemon Legends Arceus, is that?
Yeah, Arceus, that's right.
Moxie86 sends us this picture and says, been playing way too much Pokemon Legends Arceus. Here are my alpha Pokemon, which are extra large and stronger than most Pokemon.
Ooh.
So, and they look adorable.
They are.
The one on
They're
the
so
far left
cute.
looks like a balloon animal.
I love him.
I don't know what that one is. I know Ponyta and Snorlax, and that's pretty much it.
And this photo comes from Captain Canuck as well, and he says Star-Lord might have bitten off more than he can chew with this one.
That is a great screenshot.
It's a beautiful dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So those are our screenshots and stories. If you're interested in submitting your screenshots and stories and hearing us talk about and share them on the show, you can head on over to our Discord and post them in the screenshots and stories channel.
Nice.
Let's talk about what we're playing. Rick, what have you been up to?
Well, I've also been playing a lot of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, really?
And I spent a lot of time, I can't remember what I talked about last, but I spent a lot of time running around collecting all the collectibles like the Banuk figurines, all of the vessels that were in the area. Vessels.
Mm.
And also the, what's the other thing you can collect in that game? Oh, the metal flowers. I
There are
collected
metal flowers?
Yeah, if you play the damn game, you'd know.
I want a metal flower. It's a lovely game, Rick. I have played a pretty good chunk of it. I haven't played much of the story.
The flowers are like 2 hours into it. Anyway, so I collected all that stuff, and I got far enough into the main quest that I was able to get all the power cells to go back to the bunker in the Sacred Lands to get the special power armor, which basically makes you invincible. And so I've been running around with that. And I was like, you know what? I did a quick Google because I was curious. Can you play the game after you beat it? And they said yes, but it puts you before you finish the last mission. And I don't
Most
know
games
about
do
you.
that.
And I don't know about you guys. After I finish the last mission, I'm kind of done because it feels weird to like go back and then do more. I just can't do that.
I don't like it when they do that set you back thing.
Yeah, I hate it.
I prefer when you can just revisit it when they make a story reason for you to continue to explore.
Yes, yeah. So I was like, all right, before I do that, I'm going to go up into the frozen wilds. All right. So I go up north and get all the way into Banuk territory and start the DLC. And guess what? There's more collectibles.
Oh.
Yeah, there's pigments you have to find for an artist. There's let's see what else is there. I can't even remember because there's just so many different things to collect. But I think I've collected all but like 2 of the things left. So I'm now doing the story missions.
Rick, can I ask you a question about Horizon?
Yeah.
How are the hats? Because I've been seeing screenshots from Horizon new whatever the new one, and there are some glorious hats. Forbidden West. Forbidden West has some magnificent hats. How are the hats in Zero Dawn?
There are cool headdresses, but you cannot customize your character the way that you think. You buy armor sets, and that includes the headdress. And you can't change them outside of that. It's one of the drawbacks in the game is that there's not a ton of different weapon or armor options.
Right.
Even the armor customization is just modding, and it's not a lot. But the head, I mean, they did a really good job of. I saw an article headline the other day where it was like something about Horizon Forbidden West procreates Native American things, and it didn't learn at all from its predecessor. And like they were complaining because the so I noticed that that was a very diverse crowd in every tribe. There's people of every color and every origin in these tribes. And it's a little strange for it being in Colorado, but later on the story the story explains why it's like that. And I always thought that was a really cool concept, the way that they have things. The tribal aspect of it, I feel like Horizon took from our history, right? When you have groups of people, they create their own religions out of things they don't understand. And when you have giant talking AIs, they're going to probably think it's a god. And you have these metal machines, they're going to use parts of them as like homages and decorations and shrines, right? It's just kind of like a natural human progression, at least based off our history. So I always just kind of chalked that up to that's why though they put like feathers in headdresses and machine parts in the headdresses and stuff. And I always thought that was cool, and like incorporating a bit of like Native American art and culture a little bit into some of their designs. So a lot of that kind of stuff is inspired by that, like the breastplates and stuff are like beaded and they look really cool. But I don't know about Forbidden West if you can customize more than you can in Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I kind of feel like only a Native American has the right to say if it's appropriative or not.
Well, they're not.
I mean, I feel
not
like
hijacking.
we don't get to decide.
That's not what I'm saying. They're not hijacking anything. They're not even procreating anything. They're basing off, to me, what it is. They're basing off our human history and progression and kind of putting it into this world.
Let me ask you this.
What?
Does the main character wear a headdress?
Depending on what outfit she's wearing, but sometimes it's like a helmet thing.
Would her character be considered indigenous in the HCD world?
Everybody is.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like they worship the machine world, and they built their religions, monuments, towns, and dress based on that belief system. So that's what I'm saying, that like the reason it mimics like tribal worlds is because that's what humans did all around the world with their tribes. They worship like if you look at any sort of like dress from any tribe, they base it off what they believe and what they can find and what they harvest from animals. Right. That's what they did in Horizon Zero Dawn.
Are you
because they started with nothing.
Are you going to play? Are you going to play for Forbidden West?
When it comes out on PC, I'm not going to buy it on play. So that's the other thing. Playing with mouse and keyboard has completely changed the game for me, because I'm able to target. Oh my gosh. Like trying to aim with a joystick, I couldn't. So I'm able to I had so many problems fighting the snapjaws, which are the alligators. They have these like flamey tanks things in the back, and shooting flaming arrows into those blaze jars causes an explosion. I could never do that on the PlayStation with the controller. So I'm able to actually hit the weak points now and kill stuff super easy. I mean, snapjaws are still a pain in the rear end, but I can kill them faster. The other day I was exploring and I popped over a cliff and there were two thunderjaws, which are like the T-Rex looking things. I was like, I'm going to go that way because not two of them. You know what's really cool about that game? When you kind of start out in the story, it does what a lot of games do. You just kind of accept the world for the way that it is and kind of wonder why things are the way they are.
Why are you the way you are?
Yeah. And then why are the machines animals? Like, why is that a gazelle? Why is it drilling into the dirt? It makes no sense. Why are there snapjaws that look like alligators? Like, what is the purpose behind a machine made in the image of an animal? Like, what's the function there?
Right.
And then you learn what happened to the world, and then you learn what their solution was, and then all of a sudden everything goes, oh, I I get it now. Like it totally makes sense. Like it's such a cool story and such an interesting way to kind of create a post-apocalyptic world. I mean, I really want to talk to you guys about it, but like I don't want to spoil it for Shalene Vendor. I doubt you'll ever play it, but
I do want to play it. I do.
Yeah.
In a way, it kind of gives me kind of Red Dead vibes, and I like that about it.
Yeah, I can see that.
In terms of the open world and the realisticness of it,
I
that draws me
really
in.
did enjoy what I have played of it.
Yeah, and
I
even
like playing games that are visually stunning. So
and like even to the point where you're walking around and it's like desert, and then all of a sudden you're in jungle, and you're like,
Mhm.
I'm in Colorado.
And
Why is there a jungle in Colorado? Like
When
it
I
hit me
was-
the other day.
when I started playing this game, I did not realize that it was a post-apocalyptic story. And
What?
going in, I had no idea it was a
Oh,
post-apocalyptic
okay,
world.
I gotcha.
And when I realized that I was living in the ruins of a civilization, that was so delightful of a discovery to me, because I you know how much I love that
Mhm.
as a setting. And I thought it was like something else. You know what I mean? I thought it was
Yeah.
some different kind of, and I really liked seeing the way that they approached this ruined world.
it's great.
Wait till you get further into the story,
Mhm.
and you do figure out why there's a jungle in Colorado.
Mhm.
But when you learn what happened to the former world, it's completely different. Like it brings you up until a point, and then there's a twist, and you're like, okay, this is so different than any post-apocalyptic game that I've ever played. Like it's such an interesting plot line that it kind of, explains everything about the weirdness of the world, why there's
Yeah.
jungle in Colorado, why it's so homogenous as far as the people group, because it's Colorado, right? It's not exactly the most like what's the word, diverse place in the world. It's not New York, I'm saying. And it explains why the technology is the way it is. Like it's such an interesting, it's pretty cool. You should definitely work through the story. It's far worth it. I'm still in the Frozen North, playing out that mission, and then from there I'll be going down to finish the main story. I won't 100% the game, but I will get all the collectibles. Anyway, so I've also been playing. I bought Elden Ring yesterday, and
Here we go, Shalene. Are you ready?
Yes.
Do we need to do a number eight for this?
So I got Elden Ring. It's the first Souls-like game I've ever played, and
Really?
I should have. Yeah, I've never played any of the Dark Souls games or anything like the Souls games.
Okay.
I should have realized there was.
I feel like Fallen Order is kind of a Souls light.
Yeah. Okay, you're right in that regard. Light, very light, very light. You can tank in
The
that game.
style is there, but
Yeah.
it does have that adjustable difficulty. But I feel like it's built in the style of a
Yeah.
Souls like.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. So okay, technically this isn't my first Souls like then, but it's my first game from FromSoft, and I should have realized that I was in a bit of a bind when I'm playing on mouse and keyboard, and all the button callouts are in Xbox controller terminology.
Super.
Even the tutorial is like, oh, to swap weapons, hold Y and then hit over on the D. And I'm like, what's Y? I don't even. You go to key bindings,
Oh,
it doesn't
man.
really tell you. And so last night I started a character as a warrior because I was like, okay, 2 swords, sword and shield. I can kind of go with this. And the game is a dark fantasy. It doesn't really tell you much. It's like you're a tarnished and you're trying to get the Elden Ring. That's your motivation. It's like, okay.
Yes.
And it's like a game where they drop you in it, and I don't really know. It's so open not handholdy, where it's like you can kind of go anywhere, and it's dark. It's souls enough to where like if you're in a dungeon and you're getting killed a lot, do I suck? Am I 200 leveled? I don't really know. Am I not supposed to be here yet? I have no idea. I'm gonna leave and come back later.
So the answer to all of those questions is probably yes.
Yeah. I mean, I just didn't, and it's like weird, and I wasn't sure if I liked it. Like obviously I knew I was gonna die a lot. Fine. The whole like Ralphie thing of like, I'm in danger. That was my entire experience. I ended up being able to like kill a bunch of small things pretty easily and like learning backstab and stuff. I go down, I find this like encampment where there's some like soldiers, and I start killing soldiers, fighting one at a time and killing them. And I attack one of these guys, and he brings up a trumpet and goes, and I like kill him real quick. And then I see like 6 dudes running down the street. So I'm like, time to run. And I was just having so much trouble like dealing with mouse and keyboard. There's a whole system where you can take a one-handed weapon and then put your other hand on it and use it as a two-handed weapon. I don't know how to do that on a mouse and keyboard because you have to hold Y and then hit both bumpers.
Maybe you should try plugging in a controller.
Getting there. So last night I spent like 4 hours. I spent like 2.5 hours playing this warrior character, put heavy armor on him, and just a bit more beefy. And I go into the swamp and I fight through these little dudes. I get down to find these rats and they just rush me. And so I barely kill these rats. I have 1 health potion left. I drink it. So I have like 75% of my health. No health potions. I have no spells. It's just a couple of swords. And I find a treasure chest. I'm like, awesome. Pop open the treasure chest and it says, you've been ensnared in a transport trap. I was like, fuck you. Like this stupid game. And then it transports me to this like cave where it's a crystal cave and it looks gorgeous. And I run out and like attack something. It does no damage. Like maybe like a little tiny little damage.
Uh-oh.
He turns and goes bonk and I'm dead. And so I respawn back in that cave. So I'm like, all right, I got to think about this tactically. So I start sneaking out and I pick up my runes that I dropped. And then I get attacked by something from behind, dead. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I load back in again. I did this like 5 or 6 times trying to sneak out of this cave. And it turns out that this is a very early chest that can trap you in a cave that is very, 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 very hard. So I'm stuck. I don't know how to get out. I don't know what to do. And so that was last night. And I turned the game off and was like, I'm just not going to deal with it. So today, this is like, Shalene, I told you in chat, I was like, I think I get BDSM, right? Because last night was painful. I didn't know what was going on. I died a lot. It hurt. I didn't know a safe word. I just got hurt, right? And I was like, I don't know if I enjoyed this. I don't know if I like this experience. And then today, all I could think about was, I got to play more Elden Ring.
Oh gosh.
I got to play more. I got to figure out what I'm missing here. Right. And so I was like, I'm going to start a new character and I'm going to use a controller. So I got a controller and I created a character using the Confessor, which kind of blends magic and sword and shield. And what a difference. What a difference. I'm face rolling a bunch of more enemies. I can do the dual-handed thing because I know the buttons now because Y in both bumpers. And it's such a better experience with a controller
Good.
than the freaking mouse and keyboard. I mean,
sounds like it was built for controller.
Yes, I think so. There's still some things, I went back to that main guard encampment and I was able to beat I like cleared it out. I was never able to clear out before. And I cleared it out and was happy. And then I go up to Stormgate and I'm like, I'm going to take on these 3 archers that I couldn't take on last night and get more into the story. And I'm crouched and I start sneaking up to these trees and there's the 3 archers. And all of a sudden I hear this, and this giant thing goes bloof out of the sky. And I'm like, oh no, boom, dead. So I was like, all right, I got to go level up for a while.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I just, I got to say, the world is gorgeous and disgusting. What the thing that killed me in that cave, I thought it had this long, it's like this like centipede looking human thing.
Ooh, that's a hard no.
It's got a shaw with like these long tassels. And then I looked
No.
and the tassels were floppy
No,
hands.
no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no.
And I found a group of sheep. This made me laugh. I found a group of sheep, and you can kill animals for their bones and meat and stuff. And as they dispersed, a couple of them tucked and rolled away. And I was like, wait a minute. And so I walk up to another sheep and it starts to gallop, and then it tucks and sonic rolls away. I was like, that's what they do?
That's incredible.
The sheep roll.
I wish real sheep did that.
I was so surprised.
Well, I mean,
what the hell is that?
They kind of, well, if they get
that's
spooked,
brilliant.
if they get
Brilliant.
spooked, they go to like catatonic, right?
Well, that's the goats.
That's
These,
the
like-
fainting goats.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
That's goats.
this literally like head between legs, like Sonic the Hedgehog rolled. That's their running. It was just
That is so great.
Goodness.
So yeah, I mean, the story, like the world doesn't care. I mean, as far as the story goes, the closest thing I can equate it to is like Morrowind. You don't really know where to go or what to do. It just kind of like drops you in this thing and you kind of go. It's very much like that. And to the point where you kind of always feel like you're doing the wrong thing, going the wrong way. You're ahead, you're fighting guys bigger and harder than you. And you don't really know if that's the thing you should be doing. At least that's how I feel. So I find myself relegated to this small area where I feel comfortable. Because I'm not going to go over there. There's guys on horses. I'm not going to deal with that. I'm going to stay right here.
Jeez.
So I'm going to play more of it tonight. But it's been an experience. Let's just say that.
Great.
So yeah.
That's great.
Bender, what are you playing?
Mostly just Sea of Thieves. Yeah. I've been making my way through some of the commendations. So I went back through some of the Pirates of the Caribbean Tall Tales. And I was trying to get the journals in I managed to do the Captains of the Damned and get all the journals through that, which was, there is so much that we missed when we did it. Now, if you recall, Captains of the Damned was the tall tale that we did together in a rowboat. So there is so much that we missed in doing that tall tale together. There's little Easter eggs and journals and things that you can do to get commendations as part of that tall tale that I had no idea about.
Yeah. Archie and I have done some of those commendations for the Pirates of the Caribbean, and we missed so much.
Now, I have triggered my completionist switch in Sea of Thieves now that I have X amount of hours in it. Apparently, I've played it for a total of 37 days. Hey, Siri, how many hours is 37 days?
37 days is 888 hours.
So I've close to 900 hours in the game, which is
Almost arcing it.
Yeah, no, not even close.
No, okay.
So, okay, I want to walk through some of these commendations with you guys because they're actually pretty awesome. Now, these are the buried treasure commendations. These are the latest set of commendations that Rare has put out with the game, with the new content where you can bury treasures and things like that. So, the first one I got was Hider of Secret Treasures, and you have to bury valuable treasures on different islands, and then you post the map. So I did those, got grade 5. I did Hider of Sizable Stashes, which is where you have to create a treasure stash map with at least 5 treasures on a single island. So I had to do 5 treasures on a single island 25 times. That was a lot.
Wow.
That was a lot of work. Seeker of pirate plunder, so you uncover valuable treasures buried by other pirate crews. Did that 25 times. That's easy. You just get maps from the board and you go dig them. Master cartographer, I donated treasure stash maps 25 times to the quest board. Benevolent benefactor, I donated a treasure stash map that has been a huge number of treasures marked on it, so this is like greater than 5. Stolen success, you go and you steal somebody's map bundle and you put it on your own table. I did that in our last takeover. Burying the past, you bury valuable treasures that were stolen from another crew. Nothing to see here. You buried a valuable treasure while another crew was at the same island. That was fun. Heir of the trickster, you set traps by burying primed gunpowder barrels.
Oh.
And you have to do that 10 times. That was a lot of fun. Hider of legendary secrets, you bury treasures of value to the Athena's Fortune Company. So I did a lot of thieves runs to get the ancient stuff to bury that. Small but mighty, you shoot another ship using the cannon rowboat. And then
I haven't used a cannon rowboat yet.
There's also another commendation that's called Who Needs a Bigger Boat? You attacked a megalodon or kraken using a cannon rowboat. And
my gosh.
And I did this 25 times. And when I say 25
times.
When I say 25, I mean 25 shots to a meg or a kraken with the cannon rowboat. So I managed to finish that on our takeover. Skies of Friendship, you set off fireworks while in an alliance. We did that on the takeover. Gunpowder, treason, and plot. Started a fire on another cruise ship by setting off fireworks. Warning shot, you set off a signal flare when another crew was nearby. Nighttime spectacular, which is just setting off 5 or more fireworks at night. Down with the ship, you sat on a captain's chair of your galleon as it sank. I just logged into a galleon to do that. It was super easy. Sea of Thieves, you took a seat in every tavern on the map. And then there's another one for taking a seat in a tavern with a member of your crew or another crew. Sleepover, when you sleep in the bed of another boat, somebody else's crew. Rest of Legends, which is you took a seat among the legends in Athena's Fortune hideout. And then Moment of Reflection, you took a seat. So these ones are really cool. There were commendations where you had to take seats at different parts of the world. So like Moments of Reflection, you had to take a seat at the end of a dock while the sun was setting.
Oh, that's so nice.
A New Day, you have to take a seat at the top of the highest peak in the wilds. There's another one where you got to catch rays at the peak in the Ancient Isles at noon. Adventurer's Eve, where you go to the highest peak of the Shores of Plenty. Tribute Seat, where you take a seat upon the throne during the Shores of Gold Tall Tale, which I did by myself. And that was hard. And I did it. And it was awesome. I only died twice. And I did it in like 2 hours by myself, which is, if any of you have done Shores of Gold, you know exactly.
Haven't done it yet.
It's hard. It's hard. Golden Throne, you took a seat in a treasury during Captains of the Dam Tall Tale, which is why I did the Tall Tale and all the other things. And then as well, This Is Fine. You took a seat aboard a ship while it was on fire. Hot seat. You took a seat on an island in the Devil's Roar as it was erupting.
Ooh.
And then they have a critical roll. So there's now a D20 emote.
Yes.
In the game. And if you roll a 20, you unlock this commendation, and you also get an article of clothing. The only commendation that I haven't gotten from the buried treasures is the hunting boat, which is to defeat enemies using a cannon rowboat. And I got to do that 25 times. And I've done it 3 times. So that's the hard one, and that's the one I'm working towards. But basically, we gotta, I think the best thing to do is to put like an Order of Souls voyage down, and then go to an island and shoot a bunch of skellies with the cannon rowboat.
That's a good idea.
Cheese it.
So anyways, I've been working through that set of commendations, and it'll be the first set of commendations that I finish in the game.
Nice. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
So that's not true, because I finished the Skeleton Thrones, the Cursed Sails, and the Sunken Curse, as well as Forsaken Shores. So
liar.
Never mind. But yeah, I've been working towards doing that. We also did a takeover on Sunday, which was a lot of fun. And we can kind of segue into that in a moment. I do want to tell you this story, though. So, you guys know how I bought this really nifty throttle quadrant for Microsoft Flight Sim, and I love flight sims. Well, I haven't really jumped into Flight Sim since I set up my streaming setup differently. And so the other day I thought, I'm gonna pop into it, update the game, set everything up. And I get going, and my reverse thruster for the plane doesn't work. And I'm like, oh no, there's a driver issue? Like, what's going on? So I read on the forums, and it turns out that the cables for the reverse thruster inside of the piece of hardware have been breaking. And it's a defect, right? So I email Honeycomb, and I'm like, I've got this problem. I've looked on the forums. People are telling me that it's a defect. Are you accepting units to repair them? And the girl sends me an email back, and she's like, oh yeah, for sure. It's probably covered under warranty. Can you open it up and take a picture of the wire to show me that it's broken so that we know that that's what needs to be done, and then you can send it back? I'm like, sure. So I crack this thing open. I find the wire, and I was right. The wire was broken. And I take a picture of it. I send it to her. She sends me an email back, and she says, get this. She says, oh, unfortunately, we're not able to repair it because you've opened the unit and it's voided the warranty.
After she just told you.
And I sent a scathing email back. I'm like, are you serious right now? Your previous communications stated for me to do this and send you this photo, and now you're telling me that you're not going to cover the repairs for your product that's defective, by the way. This is unacceptable. And she never responded, so now things are going to escalate. Now I'm going to have to talk to her manager or Karen the hell out of this.
I was just tell him to go Karen on you,
because that's ridiculous. This is a $400 piece of hardware that is defective, and she literally told me to. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm super frustrated about it.
You still have the email?
Oh yeah, I've got the email. I've got the emails.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's it. But we should talk about the takeover because that was lots of fun, and this will be a good segue into your gameplay.
It was so fun.
But as you guys may know, we did a Sea of Thieves takeover on Sunday. Thank you, Hardware, for setting that up for us. If you don't know what a Sea of Thieves takeover is, basically it is when we get all boats on the same server alliance, which is a lot of work and it takes a lot of convincing. But we managed to do it, and we got 5 boats. And we spent the day sailing. We had Tim and all of the Jesses there. We also had the Dames join us as well. We had Jen and Frankie, and Jess was there. So that was a lot of fun. Shalene, you signed on a little bit later in the morning. And then we had a couple other people doing Fort of the Damned, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Did you have a good day?
I did. I had a lovely day. It was so fun. I was on a boat with Frankie, and then Jen hopped on a little while later. And so we were just hanging out. We did some fishing and stuff. And then we were like, hey, I think we need a goal, something to work towards. And I said, well, let me see what I've got in my quest inventory, and we'll put down a quest or something. And I found I have some. I don't usually put down quests. I never do. I don't really play Sea of Thieves as a solo experience. I've only ever sailed by myself a couple of times. It's always with you guys or with Archin.
Sailing solo is kind of like the hardcore mode of the game. Yeah,
it really is. Yeah, and I enjoy the company when I'm on the sea. It's one of the things I like about the game. And so I was playing with you guys or with Archin, and y'all always put down the quests, which is fine. It's fine. I don't mind this. But it means that I never get rid of the quests that are given to me by the game. So I had this Christmas quest from like 3 years ago in my inventory. I
my
thought,
gosh.
yeah, let's do that. So I slapped that down. And we did this bounty of plenty or whatever quest from Christmas like 3 years ago. And it was a good time. It was really fun. Yes, blew the dust off. And it was there was a crate transport part of the journey, and a skelly fighting section, and a map with X's, and a riddle also.
That's
and
like
then
super rare because
yeah,
like you can't get that quest anymore.
yeah,
Right? So
that's
so,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that, and it was really fun. We had a great time. And eventually Frankie jumped off because it was super late where she lives. She's in Europe. And Archon hopped on the boat with us, and we hung out for a little while, and it was a good time. I really, really enjoyed the takeover.
I had a good day. You know, it was funny. I was so concerned about getting other people paired up on the boats that I didn't even think about my own boat. So I was actually sailing solo for a better part of the morning, which was fine because Frankie was holding the other boat, so she joined me on my boat, and we were sailing around doing some stuff. But it was funny, and then hardware was there as well as sort of backup. But I ended up getting krakened and I sunk, which kind of sucked. Lost my grade 5 Reaper.
Oof.
But yeah, made a lot of gold.
Mm-hmm.
Did a lot of stuff. Fought the Ashen Winds. Did Fort of Fortune. Did a couple sunken shore things like the Sunken Kingdom.
Yeah.
Stuff, which was a lot of fun. And yeah, capped things off with a Thieves Haven run with Kiwi, Cephalon Kiwi, who's in the chat. And I had the hardest chest I've ever had to dig in the game ever. It was on this thin ledge on the southeast side of Thieves Haven, and you had to like drop down from the cliff to get it. But we tried to dig on every single ledge, and we couldn't get the chest. We tried for at least an hour and a half, and we could not get this chest. So we actually had to abandon the quest and just go and turn in our stuff, which sucked because we actually didn't complete the voyage, which would have counted towards our progress and all that stuff. But yeah, we missed you, Rick. We missed you.
We did. It was a fun time, and hopefully you can join us next time. I was actually super social last weekend. You know, I usually I have like a low tolerance for spending time with people, but Sunday we were on the sea. I was on the sea for 5 or 6 hours, and the previous Saturday I actually spent in Fallout 76 with the House of Hooligans.
Ooh.
So Frankie set that up, and we got together. There was like 8 of us. It was a really, really fun time. I had so much fun. We did Foshnot parades together, and yes, and we did some events, and I was really, really excited because a lot of the people from House of Hooligans who are playing are kind of newer players. Not all of them, but some of them are
That's
newer.
Great.
And I thought, I can unload some plans and some duplicate outfits, and I can get these things out of my stash and find them good homes. And I was really excited. So I was like, okay, you guys, I'm just going to dump presents, you know, here in this church in Helvetia. And I was so happy. I lowered my stash weight by like 200 pounds, and doing that in plans and clothing they're not heavy items.
Tim said in the chat, says weirdest parade ever. Was this his first Fosnot?
It was, yeah, I believe it was his first Foshnot.
Oh.
So yeah, it was really fun. I was super happy to get rid of all those things, and that people got them that could use them. And we're doing this, and Tim has somebody in his chat, I believe his name was Shark, and Shark jumped into the world with us because Tim was streaming. And this guy from chat jumped into the world with us, and he was a higher level character, and he started sharing things too. So he made Tim some power armor, and he showed us his camp. He had a great camp. And then after he had given us a bunch of stuff, some aluminum and some of the harder to get junk items. And then this other guy shows up named Food Build, who is a super high level, and he drops at my feet a bag of serum recipes, like one of every serum recipe. Serum recipes cost 15,000 caps for the uninitiated. That is a lot of caps. These are a difficult to obtain item, and I was like, are you sure about this, sir? Like, I
is this a mistake?
right?
It's like when the bank accidentally gives you $10 in a beauty contest.
So like
and you're like, are you sure?
I picked one up and I was like, everybody else, you guys want to come pick up one of these serum recipes? And we're talking about it, and these other high level guys show up and start dropping rare items and sharing stuff. And we're like, man, these must be Shark's friends. He must have called his friends to come hang out with us too. And we actually got in the same Discord room with Shark later on. He's like, yeah, I didn't know those guys. They were total randos.
They
never saw them before in my life.
That's great.
So yeah, they just showed up and started giving stuff away. So long story short, I had like 6 new serum recipes.
So
I was like, yes!
What do you do with the serums?
The serums give you mutations. You can give yourself mutations. So like, for example, marsupial makes you jump high and gives you an
Halo
increased
jumping.
carry weight.
Right.
Yes. And it makes the game immeasurably more playable with that jump height. It's beautiful. And of course, I've talked before, I don't know on this show, but on the Fallout show, I used to talk about the fact that I was trying to get all of the serums and recipes and plans and everything that Archon had introduced me to this horrible checklist that took over my life.
Yes.
So I made a lot of progress on my checklist. It was so cool.
Nice.
And yes. Tim Twig says that shark fella gave Demi a legacy weapon. Yeah, he gave Demi an explosive flamethrower, which is an incredibly, incredibly rare item. So it was really, really fun. And we had a great time. It was just so much fun. Nice. You look like you're going to say something, Rick?
No. I have a feeling I knew. Vendor addressed it. Never mind. I was going to say, I think I know who Mr. B. Hibner is. And I was going to.
I don't know who that is.
It's a friend of. I think it's a friend of mine.
Oh, that's great.
It's who I think it is.
Yeah. He was asking about the new content, and I just want to say that I did do one run through of it in Sea of Thieves, the new content. And I'm not going to spoil it, but I will say, Shalene, that they do respect your time. I know that was one of the concerns that you had was that like, how long is this going to take? I've only got 2 weeks to do it, and they do respect your time. Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's good.
I have been playing a lot of Fallout 76 lately. I've played some solo 76. I've been hanging out with Archon a little more on 76, doing homework, doing Foshnot parades. I'm sad that Foshnot is over and I did not get any new masks. That was bitterly disappointing.
Shocker.
Well, depending on how vague this season is, you might get Foshnot again because they're like, well, here.
Remember when I got like 12 of the same mask and I was like, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah. It was unfortunate, but I still had a good time doing Foshnot and hanging out with people. And I wanted to talk about last night. I was sitting around the house. I was not feeling great. And I thought, I think I'm going to just watch some TV. So I pull up Netflix and I see this cartoon. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch this cartoon. It looks kind of like Looney Tunes inspired, and I need more Looney Tunes in my life. So I click on this thing and it was an interactive cartoon. It was very heavily Looney Tunes inspired. I want to say it was called Cat Burglar. And it asks you trivia questions at intervals.
Oh, that sounds like something Carla would love.
If you miss the trivia questions, the cat dies in horrible ways. And if you get them right, then he succeeds, on his. And if you miss them, it sets you back to the checkpoint. And But they've set it up where it unfolds a little bit differently every time, so you're
Okay.
not going through the same exact thing.
Right.
And that was actually really fun. It was not what I needed last night. I needed to relax and not be like on the edge of my seat doing trivia. But it was fun. So
Here we are.
I felt like it was kind of a surprise. It's video games are taking over other media now.
I'm gonna have to
So.
check that out.
Yeah. But that's
Nice.
my gameplay.
Awesome. Well, that is a show. Don't forget, if you are listening, the show is sponsored by Oak and Crow Coffee. You can head on over to oakandcrow.com, pick up a bag of We Just Love Coffee blend. $2 from every bag goes to the Children's Miracle Network. If you would like to send us an email, we would love to hear from you. Please send us an email at info@wejustlovegames.com. Let me channel my inner Shalene on that. Guys, send us an email. There's moths. Shalene opened the inbox and moths flew out. We're also on Twitter. You can find us on Twitter at We Just Love Games, Shalene at Shalene L, myself at Vendertron N. We also are on the Facebooks, facebook.com/We Just Love Games, facebook.com/groups/We Just Love Games. You can find us on Discord, scrolling down right below. If you're listening live, you can also navigate to our Twitch page, twitch.tv/We Just Love Games, where we live record the podcast every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We are on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. If you would like to like and subscribe to the show, leave us a review and we will shout you out. And thank you guys so much for listening. Do either of you have a last word?
I'm gonna kill you, Django.